What's happening, everybody? It's your big homie, Doe, checking in one time for the one time, back with another episode of Donuts with Doe. And on today's podcast, we have a radio personality, we have a fellow podcaster, we have a poet, we have Kemp from the Port with us today on the Donuts with Doe podcast. Man, how you feeling, man?
Oh man, hey, I'm feeling really good after listening to all those things that I feel I can do pretty well. So that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I'm good though, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. That's all I can say.
I dig
6 feet above ground, not the other way around. So
I dig it.
But man, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad that there was not a tornado that put you in Kansas and all that. I'm glad you was able to make it here, man. And I just get right into it, man. I know
Absolutely.
that you're originally from Illinois. You made your way down to the South.
Yeah, man.
With your cousins and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And you're from Freeport, Illinois, which is what?
Hey, this guy knows. Hey, people actually know about me. This is actually interesting. Yeah, hey, no, that's fine. Yeah, Freeport, Illinois, 815.
That's like what, 2 hours west of Chicago?
Oh, yeah, and a little bit north. Yeah, west and a little bit north. Yeah.
Northwest?
No, it's both. But, I just like to tell people we're closer to southern Wisconsin and eastern Iowa than we are to like
Racine.
Well, that is close by. But yeah, no, but like we're just like in that pocket of the north, in the Midwest of northwest Illinois. I guess. Yeah.
I just want to be like right outside of Chicago. But, it's just me.
Hey, for everybody that's not from the state, they definitely do feel that. It's like, oh, so like around Chicago, it's like, I've lived there 3 times, but no.
Right. Nah, I get it. Like, I'm from Paducah, Kentucky, and everybody thinks all the black people live in Louisville. And it's like, no, bro. Like,
right.
There's actually black people in and around Kentucky.
Right.
You just have to find us. I mean,
for sure.
We're right off of 24, going up to St. Louis. We're here. Okay.
Facts.
Man, but growing up in Freeport, man, take us back to, what made you want to get into all these things that you're into? Like you said, you're a writer, a poet, a rapper, a radio personality. So it's like, what was, your inspiration for getting into these things?
Man, this is, I'll try to paint the clearest picture possible because the Freeport I grew up in is not the Freeport that exists today. When I was there, it was super family oriented. Everybody knows everybody. There were like the state fair was a thing. We used to have a thing called Tutty Baker Days, and there was more community like versus like now. Like there was rec centers. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people like Scotty Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Used to make sure that we weren't on the street just doing whatever. We were at the rec center or doing something like that. Shout out to Dog MC, who was the track coach and a rapper. He was like the MC Hammer, like Freeport. Dig? When I was growing up, I would say that nothing truly inspired me to do a lot of the things that I'm doing now. I kind of fell into it as I got in to see more of the world. You dig what I'm saying? So like, when I was in Freeport, I'm a latchkey kid. You know what I'm saying? Just my mom is working first or third shift. I'm walking to school, and then I'm using my bike as a car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm around everywhere. I'm kind of doing everything. The only things that I know is that I love wrestling and I love Michael Jackson. So if I'm not, listening to the Bad album, then I'm watching WWF. You know what I'm saying? And so and
WWF. See, y'all, some of y'all don't even remember WWF.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So with that, right? I never really truly had a desire to be like a professional wrestler or anything, which if you looked at my life, you probably think like, how would that not happen? But I was kind of just enjoying just being a kid growing up, not really knowing what the ambitions are.
You say that, but I think, isn't Randy Macho Man Savage from like somewhere in Illinois? Like, I can't remember.
Downers Grove, baby. Ooh, yeah. Downers Grove. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, hey, listen, I get it. And usually all the super tough wrestlers were billed from Chicago, and then they had Chicago street fights like the Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, that they were billed from Chicago
Okay,
at
give
one
us some
point.
history then.
Lex Luger, you know what I'm saying? Bad News Brown. Well, he was Harlem, I'm sorry. And I think a couple times they did bill him from Chicago, but like if you wanted to prove you were tough, like in the 80s, like 80s wrestling, they billed you from Chicago. The one man gang was from Chicago. You know what I mean? So so things like that.
Right, right. So I mean, you wasn't suplexing nobody. You wasn't, trying to put nobody in a torture rack or DDTing nobody.
Well, I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
I did not say it at all. Matter of fact, one of my great childhood moments is belly to suplexing somebody twice my size, like Scott Steiner did on the playground. Then word got back to my mom, and then she told me about how when she was in high school, she actually pulled. Well, I shouldn't probably share that about my mom. She pulled a knife out on somebody.
Oh, wow.
We'll leave it alone. Hi, Mom. I hope you're doing well. All right, yeah, well, but she was like, yeah, you know what? I smacked his dad. I was like, oh.
Smacked his dad?
Yeah, I guess she tried to grab him or something like that. It was kind of wild, you know?
Okay.
My mom was, she's fiery. She's spicy,
Okay.
to say the least.
Okay, shout out to Mom.
Facts.
Remind me not to.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine. I'm sure she'd like you. No problem.
Got you.
Just watch your hands.
All right. So, you said you was a latchkey kid, and you giving Mom her props, and you said she was spicy. So, how did her personality kind of mold who you are as you were growing up?
So, man, that's actually a really good question, and it's something that I would say I didn't really come to grips with reality until like the last 5 to 7 years, because my mom and I, it was, as far as living together, it was always just us. So a lot of our humor is the same, a lot of our mannerisms can be a lot alike, and but just me being a guy, I'll up the ante, and so to speak. So I think she plays a really big part into my personality, even though I would say with time I became more calmer and reserved, and I still have a lot of just my dad's mannerisms and just other guys that I just admire or things of that nature. But I would say as far as most of my quick wit, but I'm a little quicker than she is.
Okay.
I think I get a lot of that from her, and I would also say just spirited roasting I get from my mom as well.
Okay.
She usually, when she's sober, she's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? She can get a couple off, but after maybe a drink or two of Gentleman Jack, she got jokes for days, and she likes to fire off different jokes. I'll never forget. It was my 21st birthday. Some of my homies came with me to Freeport to celebrate because my mom went to throw me a party for my 21st birthday, and then my guy Rob, he came through the door, and she was like, "You know who your friend looked like? DeVoe." And I was like, we were like, what? Belle Biv DeVoe, the one. And then he was like, yo, my roast me out the gate? What's going on?
Straight through the door.
He was like,
you gotta get it.
Hey, but now they exchange numbers and they talk like me and her. Even though he was saying he was upset that he can't make it out to Vegas with us this weekend because he likes to kick it with my mom just as much as he likes to kick it with me. So that's the kind of person she is, and I guess. I mean, hey, I can't deny it. I'm half her, right? So I got to take up some of that.
Right. Man, so take us to middle school and high school. What was life in the port for high school, Cam?
Yeah, no, man. So middle school, junior high, again, I'm not necessarily passionate about anything, if I'm being honest. As I look back at it, I'm just living. I'm just a regular kid doing regular things. As you know, there was no social media back then. Shoot, there wasn't even internet back then. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm not even aware of what I would want to be or want to become. But I'll tell you what, when I was, It had to have been like 11 or 12. Yeah, because I had to put like 1993, right? Yep, made in 1980s for anybody out there that was wondering. So, you know.
I'm right here.
You know, so when I'm 12, I have a paper route, and you know we're watching cable if you can afford it, right? And we had BET, we had MTV.
Yeah,
it was you know, Rap City, Yo MTV Raps. You know, I mean, like, hey, I mean, I'm definitely a box baby too. I'm definitely a baby of the box. You know, double entendre there. Ask me how. And but as I now see these images, you know, hip hop, you know, and rap music, and I'm responding to it in a different way. It's now kind of giving me some, just I guess you could say identity.
Okay.
You know, because at first it was all, again, it's Michael Jackson, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks, it's the Ninja Turtles, and it's wrestling. That is what I know.
Hey man, Alvin and the Chipmunks is so underrated. Like,
facts.
Like the original joints that used to come on, what was that, USA?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, they had some bops.
Yeah, hey yo, Alvin used to slaughter. I was like, yo, Alvin the Chipmunk is one of the nicest like ever. Like that's how I felt like vocally, you know.
Right.
What I mean? So like between them,
I want to slick say the Chipmunks was black, bro.
Man, hey, listen.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I wouldn't doubt it. And between them and the California Raisins, you couldn't tell me I didn't know music.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I end up seeing this video on BET, Rap City. Probably was the countdown. And it's award tour by a Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And easily, that is a pivotal moment that changes my life forever. Now, for everybody that, because I'm kind of jump skipping here, super aware of Run DMC because my uncle's favorite rapper, my Uncle Butch, his favorite rapper was you know, Run or DMC, and also LL Cool J. My mom loves LL Cool J, like to this day. She was so mad I couldn't get a picture of him when I met him in Lenox Mall in 2005. And then, you know, also, but she was a big Daddy Kane fan, fans of Kool Moe Dee as well. She bought me Crisscross, Totally Crossed Out.
I think
album.
that's everybody's,
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
in our age group.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody's like first safe album. So,
absolutely.
you know what
I'm saying?
Hey, they don't cuss.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you get this.
Absolutely. And then
I knowing that my sister in there listening to Snoop.
Yeah, right. And I can't forget all those, as I'm naming all these people, I can't forget my man Tony Coates. Tony Coates used to live across the street from us on Carroll Street. And he introduced me to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That's the first time I heard he's a DJ. I'm the rapper on cassette on his front porch in Freeport. So I know all of this, but it's not resonating to me like, oh, wow, this is like hip hop culture. This is something to be a part of. I'm just listening to music and I dig it. But when I hear Award Tour, I was like, yo, I gotta buy this song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta like, you know what I'm saying, from the opening keys, the don't. Yeah, you know what I mean? So after that
moment.
Yeah, you know? So after that, I was like, yo, okay, wow, this is mind-blowing. So now, music plays over at this time. So now, whether I'm watching BET or MTV, Yo MTV Raps, Rap City, I see scenario, Can I Kick It?
Okay.
Check the Rhyme.
Okay.
And Award Tour. Like all these videos are in the same rotation. So me, 12, I think this is all on one album. So I was like, oh yeah, because I keep seeing the same guy. And it's Q-Tip. And spoiler alert, my first favorite and first greatest rapper of all time is undoubtedly Q-Tip, the Abstract. That was my first GOAT. Before we were talking about GOATs, I never thought anybody was iller than Q-Tip. And then when he was on the D-Light, the Groove is in the Heart joint, I was like, he's everywhere. Then he was in the De La Soul joint. I was like, yo, that's the same dude. I was like, yo, he's got to be the greatest. I see him at least 1 hour every day. Like he has to be the illest, right? And so I took paper route money, real paper route money. Rest in peace, Young Dolph.
Dolph.
But like I used to work for the Freeport Journal Standard and the Wednesday Advertiser, and I slang papers until I had like $40, and I took like 12 of those dollars. Had my mom drive me to Walmart, and I bought A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, and I still have that CD to this day, and it's still playable. So.
Okay, no scratches.
Yes, lyrics to go. Let's get it.
Okay.
For sure.
So, what's your favorite track off Midnight Marauders?
Man, you know what? It's honestly it's probably still Midnight.
Okay.
It's probably still Midnight, even though that's the Q-Tip solo song. But again, this is my first go.
Right.
And the way that beat drops and just the feel of it is just, oh man. The night is on my mind. I was when he said, "As for me, I'm a nocturnal animal." I never really totally understood that until I got to college, and I was just up all night, and like that's when I really felt like the most like in tune and the most focused. Whether it was to study or just to go out and we, chasing chicks around, and me and Rob and Sam, and we're just doing our thing. I was like, but yo, it was like the night. Like I truly understood what he said about the nighttime and the light life. I was like, because when the moon came out, I just felt so energized. Okay. So even in that, years after I hear the song, something like a decade after it by then, still resonated with me. So yeah, I'm gonna go Midnight.
Got you. So would you say that was your brown sugar moment?
Is
that when you fell in love with hip hop?
Yeah, no, for sure. With the Midnight Marauders album, I absolutely did. And even in that, I really didn't understand that I was doing it at that time. Because, from 93 to 96, I'll say, there's just an abundance of sounds that are just coming out and that just exist. So, like on one hand, so I'm really big in the Tribe. My guy J-Dub, super huge in the Wu-Tang. Like his favorite rapper ever is Method Man. And he was on that wave super early. Like I had no idea who Wu was. And then he showed up with the cassette one day. I was like, dog, what is this? And then he played it, and I was just like, yo, no, what is this? Like this is crazy. And then also, but I got Cousin really big in the Snoop. So I hear the Chronic and I hear Doggy Style way too early.
Right.
What I'm saying? But I hear it. Rest in peace to my cousin Maurice. He used to call himself the KMD, so he would have Kool Moe D, but that's the first time I heard Too Short though.
Okay.
And I think that's the first time I heard Spice One too though. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I know for sure that's the first time I ever heard Too Short was my cousin Maurice playing it out. His like it's Regal or something like that. I forget the car, so forgive me. But and then
it fits the time period.
Yeah, so it's just so many different sounds and different things happening. And, Freeport is a small town. Like, we just showed up on maps like this century. Like they didn't even have us on maps.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, in the 2000s, or early 2000s anyway. I'm not totally aware, but what I do know is I like what I'm hearing, and it's just encouraging me to buy more music. So, and now I'm making my own money. You dig? So I don't necessarily ask. I'm just taking my paper out money, and then I'm going to buy Ready to Die.
Okay.
Which I probably, again, shouldn't have had that.
I think my sister had to buy that tape twice because I stole it. Yeah. Shout out to you, Rika.
You know what I'm saying?
You know where it is? You know where it went now?
Hey, like get you another one for Christmas. It's all good.
It's statute of limitations right now,
Facts. I would say that we did start mimicking a lot of the things that we saw. Like all of a sudden, all of us, obviously, we all had our try to wear your clothes backwards moment until you gotta go to the bathroom before recess, and then it's like, okay, I'm never doing this again. But when
I'm gonna pause right there. So we try to, like us gray-haired people that was made in the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely.
We seem to forget that we tried those things. We wore our clothes inside out. We wore our clothes backwards.
Yeah.
So when these kids come along and they have on hoodies
Yeah.
in 90-degree weather,
But see,
Or-
but that's
or skinny jeans or anything else. I don't think we can really just bash them too hard.
now skinny jeans I won't bash, but hoodies in 90-degree weather, that's a little different.
Bro,
I'm cautious of those young people. I don't want to get robbed or
it's the
deleted
it's
out
the,
here.
It's the hoodies in the 90-degree weather
Yeah.
and the black Air Force Ones.
Hey, yo,
That's
who decided that though? Hold on. This is a great conversation, but we got to get to the bottom of this. Who rebranded Air Force Ones, black Air Force Ones,
Air Force One.
as the psychopath murder, death, kill shoe? Because they was fire when I was like,
I mean, I
teen in my
too
20s.
bought a pair of white ones and a pair of black ones.
Yeah, that's
at
what we
the same
did.
time, but I didn't think nothing of it. It's just I had to have stuff that went with my black clothes and stuff to go with my
So now,
white clothes.
so now I'm glad you said that. Let's stay here. Let's stay here real quick. And we can take as long as you want. I'm fine. So not only that, right? Because I used to work at Champs. And and you always grab the black and the white low top ones or the mids if you wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was always the lows. And two things I don't understand in this particular era. One, who did the negative rebrand? And when was it okay for people to wear black socks with white Air Force Ones? You used to get killed for that,
bro
in my era.
Like you couldn't even back in the day. You couldn't even like wear Reebok with Nike. Or
no, you
Adidas.
don't cross brand.
Yeah, dog.
You don't put on like you couldn't even wear gray socks with the white Air Force Ones. It was like, dog, your socks got to be white or we flaming you. You getting roasted off the rip. And now, one, you can wear anything with them now, which is super crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I see people like, oh yeah, I'm wearing all black, triple black to the socks, white Air Force Ones. I'm like, bro, you kind of killed the fit. You're supposed to do the black Air Force Ones. And it's like, oh no. Whoa, I ain't on that time, OG. I ain't on that time. I was like, yo, what? I was like, wait, what you mean?
Right.
Like, no, this is how the fit works. Like, what are you talking about?
I think the white Air Force Ones separates you from the people that wear the black Air Force Ones. So if you wear all black, it's almost like you're getting singled out now. Like, it's like, he's on that type of time. Let's go that way.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, that might be some good repellent, but I don't get that. Like, that's not fair. That's not like, and the black Air Force Ones used to stay crispy longer than the white Air Force Ones.
And it's a guy, shout out to my 9 to 5. It's a guy that walks around my job with the black Air Force Ones, but he fits the description.
Really?
Yeah.
So immediately y'all hear the dun,
I just be
dun.
like, yeah, bro, I ain't even gonna.
Dun, dun.
You stay over there. We good.
It's like, hey.
But anyway.
All right. Hey, I mean, hey, look, I'm not sure who was the first person that got dusted off by somebody wearing black Air Force Ones, but they've changed the rebrand forever. I don't understand it.
And Kendrick just kind of boosted it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that track is fire, too, ain't it? Like, hey, he's going crazy. He is really trying to get Aubrey out of here for good.
I mean, just, yeah.
No, he's going crazy.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
Fire. My bad.
Like, he said, forget your 100 gigs.
Yeah. Right.
Go put them, make an NFT or something with those, because, I'm not even, anyway. Let's get back to Kemp from the port.
For sure, man. I appreciate that.
Since we said you worked at Champs,
was
that during high school times, or was that?
Oh no, that was I was in my early 20s.
Okay,
I want to say that was like 03 to 05. I was the assistant store manager at a North Riverside mall out there, like almost west side of Chicago, like just outside of Cook County. But everybody went to Riverside. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was that was cool. That was I was a part of that last wave of like when they actually played like new music from artists you never heard of, like on the videos and all that. Like that's how I learned who like Chris Brown was, like super early, and like your Red Cafe and your Rico Love and all these different artists like that. And also, man, it was just a way for me to have just a cooler job in my 20s. kind of boss up, assistant store manager.
Okay, got titles.
You know what I'm saying? Was making the hourly plus commission. Sorry if they don't do that for any of y'all back then, but hey, look, when I did it, that's what it was. Sorry if it don't work out that way for you. But yeah, and that job actually is how I got to move to Atlanta.
Okay.
Even though it was short lived, and I ended up back because I got to work at Lenox Mall. I worked at South DeKalb Mall. And I went to Greenbrier. So every mall I heard rapped about in Atlanta songs, I either worked there or ended up there by 2005, 2006.
Yeah, I probably sold you some shoes, Playboy.
For sure. Hey, yo, I definitely sold a little flip.
If you wasn't going to Waffles, you was coming to me.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the fact. Hey, yo, there's so many people like Boo from Boo and Gotti used to come in our store. I think it was, or was that Gotti? It's kind of bad. I probably don't remember.
Yeah.
But mad people come to our store. Killer Mike returned some children's Jordans once. I didn't take it personal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Bo Hagen, and now
hey, look,
you know what I'm saying?
Some people don't know about
exactly. But when Bo Hagen came in, the mall stopped. Like this 05, and my one of my part-timers went to high school with him, so she was geeked. She was like, "Yo, that's Bo Hagen." I was like, "Oh, for real?" I was like, "She's like, yeah, we were in the same grade." I'm
it's
like,
a couple of Atlanta artists that nobody. Well, if you're really into music, you know these guys. I say it's like Bo Hagen. It's
Maceo.
Maceo was
an Atlanta legend when I moved down there.
Who was the dude that was with the Attic crew? Floaty, Big Floaty.
Okay, yeah.
Big Floaty. Man, it's a couple, but
man. Hey, listen, that I'll tell you real quick, just on some music stuff.
Quavo Gold. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, because this is important, and this is why I never looked at local rapper, independent artist as a negative connotation. When I moved to Atlanta, I was like, look at these guys. They run this city. Like, you had to be there, but there was a point in life in Atlanta where Maceo and Young Dro were getting played more than T.I. and Young Jeezy, and King was on the way. It was on the way out. And I heard those songs in every single club. Scrappy was a legend. I seen him like he was about to stage dive from the top of Vegas Nights that day from the balcony. I was scared for his life as well as mine because he would have landed on me. But when I seen all of these people and I seen how like they were just happy doing they want to, being known in their city, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about necessarily being known across the world, which I'm sure every artist, I think at one point you get those aspirations, right?
Right.
But it was just the fact that like, yo, they was like, look, I run Zone 3 though. Like these are my people, you know what I'm saying? Like Gucci run Zone 6. That's a real thing. Like and so many people that came from under that, you know, that umbrella. D Pharrell. People in Chicago were laughing at D Pharrell, but when we got to Atlanta, they were the gods of Atlanta at that time. Man,
come on,
yeah,
going home.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, like it was a lot to see, and then for 05 to 08 to go the way it go. So like, you know, I'm hearing these songs one summer, calling back home, nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I get back, and now they're the new songs in the club.
But can we say that, I can't even think of his name. He really invented drill music.
Chief Keef.
Well, no.
King Louie and Chop.
Not them. I'm saying, golly, I'm getting old. Gucci Mane's counterpart.
Are you talking about Waka Flocka?
People have said that he pretty much ushered in the drill music because of what song was that came out? I'm saying
I get that. I get that.
Understand.
But see,
give me your perspective from someone around that area.
This is what I want people to do before they start saying who created what. let's just please pay homage to DJ Paul and Juicy J,
Definitely.
3-6 Mafia, because to me, that is the umbrella. That's the umbrella for Lil Jon. That's the umbrella for Waka Flocka. That's the umbrella for Duke Deuce. That's for a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these sounds. I don't mind if people want to be subsidiaries because it's only natural, right? I think Waka Flocka, Gucci Mane, and Soulja Boy have a lot more influence to what drill became than more people want to like recognize or realize, because you got to think of how young those guys are. You know, when they were out, what was out? Superman, Get Rich or Die Trying, and Flockavelli. Like that, those were the three biggest, if not the biggest stars of what, 2011 to 2013 or 2003, I'm sorry, to 2006.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's happening. So then Waka Flocka comes with 2011, and then here comes Chief Keef. But like if you're paying attention though, Waka Flocka and Chief Keef and King Louie and Young Chop and Dirk and Reese and Bibby, Dreezy, Tink. I know y'all don't think they did drill, but they absolutely did drill, and the music does exist.
What about Sasha from the Go?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yes, Sasha Go Hard.
Yeah, Sasha
Katie
Go
Got
Hard.
Bands.
Yeah.
Like all those young people, I can attest, because shout to J.R. Bang, WindyCityUnderground.com. He was the lead personality and program director over there. He was the person that was playing all that music first in Chicago, and we got into the radio game 2010. So that is the only reason why I'm like, if you listen late, yes, I totally could see the correlation of Waka Flocka inspiring drill, but I know for a fact, because of Windy City Underground, because of Andrew Barber, Fake Sure Drive. Like they were on those guys, like, and girls, like they knew that this was coming, because for Shauna's solo career didn't quite pan out. White Boy, his career just didn't quite pan out.
Dude, so
Twisted
I
Kanye West,
just recently realized. Well, somebody had put something about White Boy on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he was in some movie or something like that and didn't realize it was him.
Oh, really?
Like, because for me, like, I'm not going to say, like, I pride myself on being knowing, like, being this music impresario and know, all this type of music. But I was on the Snipers. I was on, Psychodrama. I was on,
Brother Lynch Hung.
Like all those people. So it's like, man, just going back and looking at all those artists that, for some people, they didn't make it, but they were everything to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And so, and much like the South, the Midwest kind of has that incubation system, I guess, for lack of a better word or phrasing, right? Even though I think the blueprint of the South is bar none 10 times greater, because there should be a lot more, quote, ghetto gold millionaires in the world of music in the Midwest. It just doesn't happen that way for whatever reason. But yeah, your Do or Die, your Crucial Conflict, your Psychodrama, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these people and all these sounds, all this stuff exists, but we were big on the Dayton family. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, I'll never forget one of the funniest arguments ever that happened in school ever in life, and this is a true story. There was an argument about the Dayton family being better than Tupac, and the album in question was Me Against the World versus the debut album of the Dayton family. So just think of how small our world is, to the fact that we're arguing now in 2024. It sounds effing crazy, but in 1995,
right,
when my man Chantel Haney came to school and was like, yo, hey man, that Dayton family better than Tupac. I mean, hey, look, he was met with slander fast, but as the day went on, I don't know if people were trying to be contrarian. I don't know what, but it was an argument. It was an argument. And but that is how much we love, adored, ride for, listened to just what we had. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that? Like, MC Breed was like, you couldn't tell me he wasn't a superstar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering why I didn't see his songs as much as MC Hammer's. Like, I wondered that.
Gotta get yours. I gotta get mine.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's like so just from a person that knew the people and heard the music before, I kind of count Waka with drill as one wave.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I think all of that fight music, super gangsters, burn the club up, shoot the people running out of it kind of music, I still say 3-6 Mafia,
Yeah.
666 Mafia, they are the holy grail of that.
And the people of Memphis embrace you for that. Okay?
Yeah, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Please, I never want smoke. Please, I love y'all. Shout out to Project Pat, my 7th favorite rapper of all
He
time.
said 7th favorite.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's probably in the top 5, but I gotta say 7 just to make sure I don't, because everybody top 5 got 11 people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just gonna keep it real. He's probably number 7. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Man, so let's fast forward a
Yeah.
bit because I feel like all of these influences from the Tribe Called Quest to, transporting or transplanting yourself to Atlanta through your job,
yeah.
all influenced what we come to know as Made in the 80s, your podcast
Yeah.
that you're presenting now.
Yeah.
So bring us into that world. How did all that start? I know that you said you was a radio personality, so I know it was easy transition to go from radio to podcasting. So
Yeah.
speak on that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man, Made in the 1980s, man. It is a show that I think is going to be the best representation of myself and where I am today. I know when people hear like a phrase like that, Made in the 1980s, they maybe think it's just all nostalgia based, or it's like, this fast fact kind of Jeopardy meets Casey Kasem-ish type of thing. But you know what I'm saying? But it's actually not. It's really just the mind, the thoughts, and the reflections of somebody that was just made in 1980s, 1981 to be exact.
Okay.
And
82 right here.
you know what I'm saying? Hey. And right now, I basically do have a co-host, my guy Wayne Dang Doodle. Please don't forget the damn Doodle. And he and we talk about a lot about old Freeport, and we talk about some of our favorite things, whether it's our favorite power ballads of the 80s or the baddest TV women of the 90s.
So yesterday at work, I don't know why, but like Ace of Base just popped into my head, and I was just riding around singing, "All that she wants is another baby."
Hey, Malcolm Dobby would go crazy,
bro. Like you couldn't tell me like that was not a bop.
Yeah, it is.
Like, dude,
Super
I don't
bop.
care if they didn't like black people, whatever the big knock was on them. That
I never heard that. I literally, I'm today years old when I heard that.
Yeah,
and
it was
I'm still
something
listening.
it was something like that. I can't remember, but anyway,
I'm still
Ace
listening.
of Base was okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Ace of Base was fire to me. And so I remember my uncle was playing that on the way to Mississippi, and my mom was hot. She was like, "Yo, do you have something else in the car that we can listen to?" But it was fire, though. They made him cut it off. It was bad. It was bad. We were kind of silent for a minute.
He could have turned on, "All I want to do is have some fun."
Hey, yo, that's the joint.
Man.
That's the joint. You know what I mean?
See, some of y'all are afraid to admit that you mess with their music. You're afraid to say that you like the Culture Club. You're afraid to say that Karma Chameleon was a bop. I'm not afraid.
Listen,
Okay.
we need to say something that we need to hold people accountable moving forward. I don't want to hear from nobody talking about they love music, they love their music fans. Oh, they can listen to anything, and all you got is one genre of your favorite songs. Yeah,
Come on.
Like you are disqualified forever.
Come on.
You need to like the Beatles as much as you like the Beastie Boys, as much as you like Bankroll Fresh. It has to go that way. It has to go. You need. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like you should like Frank Sinatra and Frank White. You know what I'm saying? The King of New York, Notorious B.I.G.
And
Even
Frank
though I know the
Ocean.
movies. Yeah. Frank Ocean got a couple slaps. I'm not the biggest fan of Frank Ocean. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not. He got a handful. He got a handful of joints. Everything he's done great has been with Tyler though.
Yeah. So we gonna discount what Andre 3000 did on.
But see, you see who you named though.
But still,
See, hey, look.
you said the best things he did was with Tyler.
Yes, Tyler the Creator. To me, and I'm here for any music take y'all want. Let me know. Measure the music, the quality of it.
I get
that when Tyler the Creator was around, Frank Ocean, to when he thought, oh, I got this J&B feature, I don't really need to be over here no more. And tell me how that work sounds. There is an obvious decline.
Yeah.
There's an obvious decline.
My son Jaden will probably be. Daddy, give me his number. Because he's like one of the biggest Frank Ocean fans.
Really?
SZA fan, and it's just like
my daughter likes SZA a lot.
Yeah, he's
SZA and Rod
all
Wave
about
concerned.
Solana. I'm like, he doesn't even like call her SZA. It's Solana.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
so they're on a first name basis.
Yeah. Anyway,
hey, I respect him. I respect the young king.
Made in 1980.
Yes, made in 1980. So yes, look forward to it just being conversation, and it's just more about the perspective of us 80s babies, man. That's the main idea of it. Now, obviously, originally from Freeport, Illinois, I do go by Camp from the Port, but the main question that I've been asking myself as I cut on the mic every single time is that what am I going to do to be a legendary transplant here in Nashville?
Okay.
And matter of fact, this is a question. Well, I mean, because we're both kind of transplants, but I look at this.
20 years. Huh?
Oh yeah. You're not. Yeah, you don't count. Man.
And unfortunately, I'm a Nashvilleian, Murfreesboro, but I'm still from Paducah, Kentucky, baby.
There you go.
270.
Absolutely.
Well, I was there when it was 502 still. So, yeah.
So but what I definitely want to know is that will the city of Nashville, Middle Tennessee, all Sumner, Wilson County, every county, right?
Man,
Davidson County.
He just named Metro Nashville.
You know what I'm saying? Are they willing to embrace a guy that wants to be a positive force and a legend in this new city? Because it's a new Nashville that's coming here, right?
Definitely.
And what can I do to be a positive impact, but also how can I help you still stay in everything that you love about Nashville, but then let's put you onto some new stuff too. I ask myself those questions as I crack this mic. That's also why I came out here, because I don't ever want to seem like I'm closed off or I'm unwilling to meet, greet, work, talk, whatever, because I think that's very important. I'm treating Made in the 1980s like I would treat if I was on 92Q. Okay. And this is my first shift. And it was like, yo, I'm the new night guy. So where should I go? Who should I know? Where should I eat? Talk to the people. See what Nashville's talking about. I want to talk to Nashville because one thing I've always learned about just radio and what I apply here to podcasting, because everybody wants to be worldwide, everybody wants to be national, but always start in your city. Even in rap, right? We were always told, hey, you're not hot if the lady down the street don't know you rap. You know what I'm saying? Like if Miss Bernice don't know that you're a rapper and y'all live 2 houses away, then you're doing something wrong. If the people across the street, if they don't know who you are, then you haven't worked your block hard enough. So why do you think you're going to go to LA or New York or Atlanta and be seen or heard anywhere? Right. So I treat this show just like that. And still, obviously, we only it's like a couple dozen episodes in, but now I'm being intentional about, how do I start bringing the conversation to Nashville? Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to have on? Who do I need to collab with? Because all of that is very important to me. I don't believe in not representing and embracing fully where you are, because where you are, where you are is always going to help you with where you want to go. That's why I'll never not say I'm from Freeport, Illinois, because without being from Freeport, Illinois, I wouldn't be talking to you the way that I'm talking to you right now.
Same way I feel about Paducah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know, like, man, you from Nashville? No, man, I'm from 2 hours up the street.
Yeah.
little small town, but yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally get it.
But man, so I know that you had another podcast as well, the first.
First Black Champ. Oh, I still got it, man.
Still
Listen, if you ever just want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, man, you know what I'm saying, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. First Black Champ, that's been going on, 7 years now, because it's 2024. We started in July 2017. Me, my guy, J.R. Bang, where we really talk about wrestling like two fans, not the I know it's real and I'll fight you, bad, and not the I am in my basement jacking off to all the divas bad.
Wow.
We're very, fully functional working adults with all of our brain cells intact that love to talk about wrestling. We love the story. We love to paint different stories and pictures. We love to have conversation, action, and reaction. And we're building a nice community, man, the FBC POD community. Okay. If you like wrestling, or if you just want to hear some people talk shit about wrestling, sorry if I couldn't cuss on this show, then please check us out, man, the First Black Champ podcast, please.
Well, what's crazy is you have people that, there's a lot of history tied to Nashville as far as wrestling.
Absolutely.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Yeah.
He actually went to McGavick High School.
Yeah.
That's in Nashville. The Undertaker used to live in Franklin.
Oh, really?
Pez Watley is from West Tennessee.
Pez Watley is from West Tennessee.
Yeah, because actually his daughter went to church with his daughter in Paducah, and they were from West Tennessee. And
nice.
I want to say that Pez Watley is kin to, who was the guy with the bird?
Oh, Coco Beware.
Because Coco Beware is from Union City, Tennessee, I believe.
Okay.
I could be getting some of this wrong.
Hey, listen. No, these are important things.
I'm trying to be a guest on the podcast.
Oh man, hey, that's nothing. We can do that anytime you're ready. You know what I'm saying?
My wrestling facts and knowledge don't go beyond the Great Dragon, the Great Muda, and
hey, listen,
and Tugboat and those guys.
Listen, the Great Muda just retired, so and greatest Japanese wrestler ever in life. No, I don't care who flipping off or what. Nobody is harder than the Great Muda. That is a fact.
So with that being said, we're gonna get into those half a dozen.
Okay. All right.
So
it sounds interesting. Let's see what this is about.
This segment is about your top 6 or your half a dozen favorite thing in whatever category that I choose. And since we on the subject of wrestling,
okay,
give me your top 6 favorite wrestlers.
Top 6 favorite wrestlers. Man. I'm gonna stick with who's right in the front of my mind. Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Let's go Vader.
2. Okay.
Randy Orton. I would say, Stone Cold.
Okay,
that was a time. What a time.
That's 4.
Let me see. I gotta throw some OGs in there because they just like Yokozuna.
Okay. And that's 5. You got one more. Got one more.
So can I put a tag team, because I haven't had a tag team represented. I just feel it's right.
Okay.
The Steiner brothers.
Scott.
Rick and Scott, you know what I'm saying? The dog face gremlin. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Wait, and that's is that 5 or is that 6?
No, that's 6. Buddy.
6. Oh, I want to name so many more. But we'll go with that today. It may change at any time, and rest in peace, Sid Vicious.
Man.
That was my guy.
Dude, when is it a tag team with Sid Vicious and Lex Luger?
So no, he was in the Skyscrapers though with Dangerous Dan Spivey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
And I'm sorry. And
go ahead, educate me, bro.
Sid Vicious was also in my favorite version of the Four Horsemen, which was Sid, Barry Windham, Ric Flair, and Arn Anderson. I know they're not the original Four Horsemen, but look, I'm made in the 1980s. I saw the original Four Horsemen in their twilight.
Okay, okay. Question. Did you have like the little rubber?
Absolutely. Come on. Hey, I collected WCW and WWF.
See?
You ain't official if you didn't collect both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Flying Brian used to get beat up every single week in my bedroom. Every single week.
Look, I'm gonna tell you how pro-black my mama was. I couldn't get no white wrestlers, so I got some black wrestlers first.
So you had Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, Coco Beware, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka because we thought he was black in the 80s.
Yeah.
He was actually Samoan. That's it.
Close enough.
You know what I'm saying? And Junkyard Dog, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think every black child's first action figure was the Junkyard Dog because it definitely was mine. I got that one before Hulk Hogan.
Right. Don't you be bringing no white, no. I had to get Alpine from G.I. Joe, the only black man. Come on now. Shout out to the parental. Shout out to my mom.
For sure.
Just trying to make sure that I accept that black excellence early in life.
That is a fact. It needs to happen.
Right. Man, and I don't want to make this long. I don't want to keep you out.
No, man, listen, no. This is worth the drive. Talk. We here, man. We here.
But recently, you got engaged. You're married.
Absolutely.
And just from conversation, I know that both of you are kind of in media behind the scenes and doing different things. So, how do you feel about being a power couple in media and music, and how does that feel?
Well, I feel like I need more power before I say that. She got all the power. I'm just here. I'm here to look pretty and make jokes. That's what I'm here to do. She's the boss. In that world, she is unquestionably the boss, and I really do mean that. And she knows it too. She's gonna play very modest. She's gonna play very humble, but she's definitely she's up there. She is one of the movers and shakers, especially for Nashville, and that star is going to get even brighter. She's just getting started.
Hey, people from Kentucky always, making things shake, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Glasgow and the Lex, Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's where she's from. Yeah.
Up there with Finesse. Divine Karama. My guy, Nemo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey,
cats, man. Shout out to Tally Ho, man. Golly. I need to go back up there. God. Yeah. Anyway, I'm having a big back moment, y'all. Y'all forgive me.
This is great. So the next 6, let's go. 6, right? Yeah. That was why I thought too many people. I wanted to put Bam Bam Bigelow in there so bad, and we just wasn't enough space.
So he trying to give us a whole dozen, man. Look, Donut Country only gave us a half dozen donuts, man. We can't go to the full dozen, man.
Shout out to Donut Country too, man. I just because a box is here. Thank you,
man. But another thing before we get out of here, I have this little segment that I call the last donut of the night, which a lot of people just trying to give you a little history. That's actually a Jay Dilla song.
Absolutely.
And since it's Donuts with D.O.U.G.H, Jay Dilla Donuts, so I had to throw a nod to one of the greatest hip hop producers. That's just my opinion.
Oh no, that's not necessarily an opinion. And here's a nice little mind link and a mind trick for everybody out there. One of the first big placements that he got, Tribe Called Quest. The Beats, Rhymes, and Life.
But with the last donut, of the night, is just a phrase, something to chew on before you depart or you lay down. And something that you said with, coming from Freeport and making your bones in Nashville, it's a phrase that I've kind of just been dealing with here lately, and it's grow where you're planted. Sometimes we think that we are supposed to be in LA doing what we're doing. We think we're supposed to be in Atlanta. So, or, back in the day, it's like, oh man, I got to go to New York to make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But grow where you plant it. If you are here to plant your feet, you're here to grow, you're in here to soak up knowledge from, this area.
Yeah.
Use that to grow. Grow where you plant it. So how do you think that pertains to what you're doing with Made in the 1980s? How would you say that you're trying to grow where you plant it as far as being in the Nashville area?
Oh, man. Really great question. As I sit and think about that, I think about Nashville is the first place I've moved to where I felt like staying. Like it actually already feels like home. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that 2 weeks in. Okay. Now, I had visited a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think I met you through Monster Beast. I was hosting one of his album release parties, I want to say.
Yes, sir.
I've never not had positive experiences just being amongst the people of Nashville. So then to finally move here 4 years ago now.
Okay.
It was like.
Well, you moved here in the middle of the pandemic?
Yeah. August 29th, 2020. That's when I moved, man. And rent was fire. And as I think about that, I think about that time, and I think about what I want to do, and even how I was at a work from home gig too, and still was like, I need to get out, really talk to the people of Nashville. I really want to be here. And so I've made the decision to plant myself here. I make no plans of leaving anytime soon, no matter what happens. And I'm looking forward to myself growing, growing as a creator, growing as a thinker, growing as a leader. And I think that I'm going to do all of those things right here in Nashville. And I just hope that I do it the right way to be embraced properly, so that I can help just everybody else, like around me, and the people that may come, the people that's already from here, because I don't think anybody should be hopeless. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your situation is, you should never be hopeless. Like, oh man, this is just my fate, and I'm just gonna lose. We're just gonna take L's until it's over. It's like, if you think like that, then come talk, come sit with me. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you out.
Just a moment of transparency here. When I arrived here in Nashville, I used to tell people all the time, man, I just got stuck here. I was going to school at NKU, Northern Kentucky University. Okay. Shout out to all my people over in Cincinnati, because it's right across the. I try to get as far away as I could and still have in-state tuition. So that was like the furthest. Because if I wouldn't went Eastern Kentucky, y'all probably would never heard of me. Because anyway, okay. Shout out to my home state. But I used to tell people, man, I got stuck here. But then, I would notice that how people embrace me, how they, be like, man, you know about such and such, them, you've been here. And it's like, well, damn, I have been here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I stopped leading with that mindset of I got stuck to I grew here. Yeah. So nice. That's my last donut of the night is nice. I'm growing here. I'm continuing to grow here. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I want to say, on behalf of my 20 years of being in Nashville, welcome to the city. We are happy to have you here because we need more faces, black faces. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera. Yeah. That have a positive impact on the community here, because yes, we have a ton of talented people, a ton of personalities, but the more the merrier. Yeah. Like the more that we have these talents, whether it be from music or people that work behind the scenes, the more that we can push this Nashville scene that people kind of, have this, they say it's taboo or whatever, trying to make it out of Nashville.
Yeah.
But if we all come together and, provide a solidified push, then we all can make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like with podcasting and, other cities have platforms that artists can go to and set up these interviews and, kind of have their own marketing campaign or whatever. And I feel like Nashville doesn't have that one particular place that, someone from Atlanta or Charlotte or anywhere can come to and actually have an interview and, have someone that can touch bases in the city and show them around. So that's something that I look forward to creating with all of the creators.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. Nashville is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, my brother. But Nashville is big enough and strong enough in the exports that matter for that to happen. See, like you got to be trying to make it out of like Topeka, Kansas. You don't got to make it out of Nashville. Like this is Music City. You know what I mean? Like this is a very big hub for all forms of entertainment. Like there's a BMI and an ASCAP building here. Like, you know what I mean? Like there are people
Shout out
from
to the music
labels.
queen, Talia.
You know what I'm saying? There are literally music like reps and labels and artists, like people, some of the biggest names in music today are here. Why would you try to leave?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, but again, I think, and sorry if I'm totally ruining the format of your show right now. But in my thought process is that we, as a culture, as a society, we have gotten this. Oh, I got to go viral, and I got to move to LA, or I got to go viral. I got to go viral again, and then you know what? I should just move to Atlanta because I'm black, or I should go to New York or wherever it is. And it's like, man, it's like, do you understand the power that you would have if you became a centerpiece, a focal point, a topic of conversation in a city that's literally growing by the like tens of thousands every quarter of the fiscal year? Like, do you truly understand that they're going to build with the new stadium? They're building another music venue that seats 5,000 people. You dig? Like, there's so many things coming here.
The NAM, like, if you look at that in itself, it's like it could have been in any other black city, but they here. Yeah. So,
and if it's good enough for New Edition, it's good enough for you.
Hey, I want to share the stage with Ralph Tresvant.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a man with sensitivity.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm rated R. You know?
But anyway, before we get out of here, man, run down your socials where everybody can find you. You can find the podcast.
Yes.
that you have.
Yes. Made in the 1980s is the name of the podcast. Anywhere that you stream or watch podcasts, even on YouTube, it is there. Video version on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. I'm trying to get on Tidal too. They got to set up a different link or something. You know what I mean? But
hey, Hove, holla at us.
You know what I'm saying? But the podcast is distributed through Podbean. So if you are like just a Podbean listener only, my show is there as well. Okay. At Camp from the Port, CampFromThePort. That is my handle everywhere except Twitch. It's made in the 1980s because I think I made 2 accounts and now I gotta wait for my name to be available again.
I couldn't tell you how many accounts I have on different platforms, but anyway.
You know what I'm saying? But yes, Camp from the Port, please follow. If I think you're cool, hip, and happening, I will follow back. If you're a bot, I will not. But my main priority and my focus is my YouTube channel. I will say, if you're trying to stay engaged with me and try to consume the bulk of the content, that is where it is. Man, Patreon coming soon.
Hey, that means support that man.
Yes, sir.
Drop some in the collection plate, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Love offering, peace offering. Pastor need a new pair of shoes offering. Yeah.
Nah, I'm more like Pastor need a new Cadillac, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, before we get out of here, you know where you can find me. As always, Donuts with Dough, and that's spelled DONUTS because some people spell donuts DOUGH, which my name, Dough, spelled DOUGH, but I had to break up the monotony. I didn't want to have it Donuts with Dough. But anyway, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Spotify under Spread the Positive Productions, STP Productions. Shout out to Trent, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Trent, man. He's great.
If you just want to follow me personally, I am at IamDoe on Instagram. On Twitter, it's _IamDoe because somebody was hating. You know, so.
Yo, I hate underscores. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm extending the show.
Look, man,
my apologies.
You go beef with IamDoe on Twitter. Tell him, hey, you need to give my partner his name back. Yeah. Anyway.
Spam marking for you, sir. Stay tuned.
Still, go ahead and follow Spread the Positive on IG and YouTube and Spotify and everything, and all those platforms you can find us on, you know, Apple Podcasts, all that. We right there. And as again, thank you for coming on. And that has been another episode of Donuts with Dough.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir.